been made redundant. My company had gone bust. I didn't own the company, I was working for the company. It was a shipping company, and I was looking for work, and the ferry companies were looking for trained engineer officers. That's why I came to Dover. That's the wonderful opportunity to bring my family up in Dover. And one thing led to another. The Channel Tunnel issue thrust me into mainland politics. My trade union activity got me more involved with the Lib Party, which I've been a member for some time before. And when the wonderful people who support me in the Labour Party asked me if I would consider throwing my hat into the ring as the candidate in 1992 for the 1992 election, after some cajoling, I accepted that. And that's why I'm here tonight speaking to all you lovely people.
I'm the Conservative candidate. I used to think that politics was really boring and I had no interest in it at all until I was in my studies when I was a kid, or a young adult actually. I was reading up and doing my studies, and I was living at that time in a part of London called Crystal Palace. And the council at the time was called Lambeth, and it was mad, it was called Looney Lambeth. And I saw how people at the lowest and least well off part of society had no money, and had no hope, and had no services. And this made me very angry. I wanted to do something about it because I was so angry about all the corruption that was going on. I wanted to stand up, be counted, and I decided to run for office as a Conservative candidate against the then leader of the council. Unexpectedly, I found myself elected. People said, yes, Mr. Elphicke, we like your position on fighting corruption. We like the fact that you're for the people. We like the fact that you want to raise up the condition of the least well off and bring opportunity, chances, and prosperity. And from that experience, I learned three things. First, that government should be by the people, of the people, and for the people. That we should be in it for the people, not for ourselves. That we should stand up and guard the people's interest as the trustees of the people's interest and of this nation. Second, I learned and have since that time a strong and abiding concern for the least well off, how we bring opportunity and chances to those who have not had it. And in this town of Dover, there are so many people who could be so much better off, who could have so much more jobs and money, more prosperity and more success. And that is my serious passion. My third thing I learned was that politics is not about the past. It's not about raking over the ashes of the past. It's about the future that we can build together, the hope and the optimism and the ambition for us here in Dover and Deal, but also for the future of our great nation as a whole. Thank you, Charlie.
My name's John Brigden. I'm the Liberal Democrat candidate for this election, and we find ourselves in the happy position today of fighting on equal terms with the rest of the parties. This has been something of a surprise, I think, for everybody. 10 days ago, perhaps, we would have thought, or 2 weeks ago, we maybe would have been thought of as the third party. Maybe the third one in a row, but we are no longer the third party. And looking at the polls, we are quite likely to be the second party, and with a good tailwind, we might even be the first party, the way things are going at the moment. My background is that I'm a Kentish person, Kentish man. I went to school in Sevenoaks, and my parents lived in Staplehurst, Canterbury, Widnesborough, and Sandwich. My grandmother lived in Deal, hence I think that's why I'm sitting on this. I want to take this seat because I think my grandmother would have been really delighted to know that I'm here again. I started out life as a journalist, my working life as a journalist on the Sevenoaks Chronicle, on the Courier Group newspapers. I then went into motoring magazines, which is my hobby. And from there I was on the union there, the National Union of Journalists, became what they call a father of the chapel, one of the larger unions, the IPC union up in London. From there on I moved out, a bit of background about myself for you, because I don't think anyone knows me that well. I moved out to work for the Rover Group, actually, working in what they call the non-current vehicles division, which is a nice way of saying old cars. And that was with a council, and then I went up and joined the Sevenoaks District Council. I'm happy to say that at every election I have increased